Hey everybody, Invisiblekatana here doing my impressions of the Microsoft press conference from E3 2018. Right off the top, overall, I'd say they did a pretty good job. They always seem to have like at least one section where I really love it, where it's like, here's a bunch of these games, and I feel like that was pretty much the whole conference. It was like, here's this coming out, that coming out. They always love to do their exclusive or world premiere deal, but quite a few world premieres. Some were even thrown in because they always do that, where they have like the little uh, indie game showcase. So we got to see Super Meat Boy Forever. There were a couple other ones. I think one was called Waken or something like that. It just seemed interesting. So of course, we kind of have to look those up on our own. But those two I thought looked cool as far as like the little indie showcase. I got like my whole list here. Some stuff I'll kind of pick through. There's actually like a lot that caught my interest. I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. So I'm gonna shoot through. I won't go over every single thing, but overall, definitely enjoyed it. Looking forward to getting some extra information on a lot of the games that I actually saw either premiered or just, shown a little bit more of. But right off the top, they had Halo Infinite, so that was definitely a cool trailer. Very interesting, even as someone who doesn't play Halo, mostly because I don't have an Xbox One X, and I never really got the other Halo games just ever. Um, Even with that, I knew it looked weird as a Halo trailer when it first started. It was like, oh, it's like these animals and this and that. And honestly, I thought it was, and it was mostly because people were talking about it before. I was like, this could actually be like, people were rumoring like Fable, and it seemed like it could be that. It was like, oh, these basically like elk and stuff, and the way they look, and there's like cave carvings and stuff, and the way the music even sounded didn't seem Halo like to me. So it was really weird. I was like, I was thinking it was actually gonna end up being Fable. Like, oh wow, they had that rumor right, and then it was Halo, and I was like, huh, I did not see that coming. It seems so different, and the way they kind of show it off was like, is it open world? Are they just saying like this is what we'll see more of? So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Just getting more story. Even though like I said, I've legitimately only played, I think one and two, and that's it. And then they did like the full remake thing when the Xbox One S came out, and so I don't have it. And it's like, that's too bad for me. But eventually I'll have like all the Halo games. But I still thought it looked cool, and I guess we'll have to find out if this is gonna be officially like Master Chief at after Halo 5 or what they're doing with it, because it's not just Halo 6, it's Halo Infinite. So we'll have to see if it's officially the sixth Halo game or if it's going to be like some sort of intermediate sort of deal. But it looked cool. I like the trailer. Great way to start it off, of course, is like, hey, it's Halo. So great way to kick things off. After that, they had some pretty cool stuff. New game, Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. I thought that looked cool. Sort of a mystical game, and you could, obviously you can die multiple times, maybe twice, I would assume, based off of the title. But it seemed cool. I like the idea. I love anything like kind of Japanese samurai inspired. And when it first started off, I thought it was going to be more normal based, and it legitimately made me think of these old ninja games. I can't think of the name, but they were like old stealth ninja games. And I was trying to figure out the whole time. But right before they showed all the mystical stuff, I thought it was gonna be that again. I was like, are they bringing that back after all this time? It's been forever. And I was like, oh no, this is a totally different thing. It's got like mystical stuff going on. It's not that franchise, but definitely gave me vibes of like, I like flashback to like the first PlayStation and like playing this old spy stealth ninja game. It was funny, but that seemed cool. I'm curious how that's gonna play out. Some of the combat looked really sweet. Some of the other combat looked kind of plain. Just how they showed it. I was like, even in this one trailer, there's too much of them just kind of strafing around the enemies, and I was like, I'm not seeing like a lot of epic stuff. Like the zip line move, I thought was sweet. The fact that there's like a full-on shield just like inside the arm, which I thought was funny, but it looked really cool. And the way you could use the mechanics to like zip line, like the enemy that was on the horse and stuff like that. When you threw out the firecrackers, it made the horse rear up. So I was like, okay, there's certain mechanics that seem cool, but we didn't see like actual magic or anything like that. It was kind of just like sheer hand to hand or sword to sword combat. It was just blocking and dodging and the zipline thing. And I'm like, with all this mystical stuff, I would assume you have to have magical powers somewhere in the game. And I could be wrong. It could just be the enemies and you're just human. But I don't know. We'll have to see how it ends up playing out. But it definitely has me curious, like anything kind of Japanese inspired automatically does. But it did seem like it would be kind of fun to play, especially the traversal. I thought that seemed really cool. I'm like, all right, I really want to see how they utilize that. So I'm looking forward to that. Afterwards, Fallout 76. The trailer just looked cool, so I'm excited to see more of that at the Bethesda conference. So I'll just wait to talk about it when that happens. Captain Spirit seemed interesting. It's from the Life is Strange. It's within the Life is Strange universe. So that just seemed like, that'll be a cool story. I probably won't pick it up myself, but I'm sure that'll be a heartfelt story. They already did the dead mom in the trailer, and I was like, oh, well, emotions of the young kid without a parent, one of his parents. So I was like, yeah, it's gonna be sad. Crackdown 3 definitely looked cool. Had some Saints Row stuff in there for me. When they had like the duck gun, it definitely made me think of Saints Row. It kind of looks like Saints Row a little bit because it's like neon stuff, which is funny. To think that Crackdown now kind of looks like Saints Row, which is crazy. After that, Metro Exodus just looks really cool. They had the dynamic weather thing where they went through one level and then they like wiped the screen and it was like a storm and a different enemy was in the air and the face was the screen was cracked and stuff. So it's like, okay, you can have different weather based on it's just dynamic. So I thought that I always love dynamic weather. Admittedly, it's just cool. Kingdom Hearts 3 was awesome. Sora sounded really weird to me because I was like, that's a new voice actor, or it's the same voice actor, and it's just been 100 million years since I've heard him do his voice. So he's obviously aged. So it's just like, that's weird to me. He sounds so different. Horizon 4 looked cool. Don't play Horizon. Ninja Theory joining Microsoft I thought was actually cool. I was surprised that I liked that so much, but I love Ninja Theory, so them having like Microsoft money kind of thrown at them, I'm totally fine with that to see what they come up with next. We Happy Few actually has a story mode now, so I'm excited for that when it officially comes out. Division 2, I'm excited because it looks cool, but so did the first one, and we'll see. We'll just have to see, but it looked cool. Meat Boy Forever was an indie thing. Walking or Waking was also in the indie thing. The Wind Road was also in there. It seemed like a Japanese open world game, so that should also be cool to me at least. Shadow of the Tomb Raider trailer was cool. Sessions, new skateboarding game. Very interesting. I thought it was going to be Skate. I think a lot of people probably did. And then it's like, Sessions. It's like, okay, we'll see what they do. Black Desert looks cool from the trailer. We'll see what happens with gameplay. And then we get to DMC 5. I don't know. I'm okay with it, honestly. I was excited. I was like, Devil May Cry 5. And then I was like, oh, this is Devil May Cry 5, but it's within the universe, obviously, of DMC because it's Nero again, which the funniest thing in the world is that they got the same voice actor, which I thought was hilarious. They got Johnny Young Bosch to come back and play Nero again, but it's like an alternate universe version of Nero. But it was so funny to me that they got the exact same actor. I don't know why that made me laugh, but I was like, it just seemed funny to me. It was like it's the same actor and everything, but it's a different version of Nero. It's him with his gun. It's a different version of the Devil Bringer. So we have this like southern woman who makes the arms for him, and it seems like he gets different arms throughout the game, but it's like mechanical and kind of magical instead of it just being magical and stuff. I was like, okay, interesting. I'm sure the combat will be fun. I'm sure it'll be cool. One of the things that I do dislike, admittedly, about like DMC and what I assume I'll dislike about DMC 5 is that it's just what's been in the old games. Like a lot of stuff he was doing, I was like, that's just Devil May Cry 4. Like it's the exact same move. They just brought it over, and now it's going to be a different universe version of him, and that's pretty much it. He's going to be a bit of a different character, and he seems. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Like he's not that different, but he's also kind of different because he was like the story of his character was more emotion based because he was always trying to save somebody, and so he was never really like cocky. But in this, he's kind of cocky, but it's like he's not like overly cocky. So it's almost still like this odd balance. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with it. I was like definitely intriguing. I like the new style of the DMC game. I wasn't one of the people that hated it, but with this, I was like, crap. Devil May Cry 5. I was really hoping. I want this to be after Devil May Cry 2. Same, go back to the old universe. Devil May Cry 2. What happened after Dante went to hell to find his dad? That's all I've wanted. I wanted that for like 10 years. I don't know. I don't know how long ago that game came out. That's all I wanted. And then it's like, oh, it's Nero. Alternate Nero with a uglier looking Devil Bringer. I'll be honest, it doesn't look nearly as sweet as the one from 4 because that was such a cool design. So we'll see what happens. This other woman seemed like it's going to be like too much comedy already. And we're just like, we'll see what happens. We'll see where they go with it. Dante is in there with like the long white hair. He's on the motorcycle and stuff. But it's like, and it's so weird because it's like they're calling it 5, and the way they kind of make it look is like as if it's after. And I'm like, I know it's just after DMC, but it upset me because I was really hoping that if it was going to be 5, it was going to be like old universe. But we'll see what happens. I'm sure I'll pick it up eventually because the combat is still kind of sweet. So we'll see what happens after that. Things picked right back up as an anime fan. Jump Force. My little note is fuck yes! Exclamation point. I thought that looked so cool. I don't know what sort of dumb story it's gonna be, but it's it's Shonen Jump characters in our world, and they're helping save New York. And I'm like, I could see Spider-Man come in this, and I wouldn't. I'd just be like, whatever. I don't care. It looks it was such a nerd moment for me. I was like, I want it. I want it now, honestly. So that I'm excited for. Dying Light 2, that looked cool. That also looked like it was set in DC, just like Division 2 was, so that was interesting. The decisions shaped the game, so that should be cool. Battletoads is coming back. Just Cause 4 has a tornado in it. That's insane. And then the Gears stuff. Gears Pop was like their troll announcement, and then it was like, all right, we have Gears Tactics, and then officially Gears 5, which looks really great. Like the ice forest that they were in, I was like, that was such a beautiful shot just in the trailer. So I'm looking forward to that. Even though once again it's just like Halo, where I don't have the console to even play it, but I always appreciate those games. Melee combat, different main character. It's a bit of a time skip because like the main character from the last game looks totally different. I knew that much. Like things were different. So I was like, okay, that's very interesting. So we'll see what happens there. But new main character, so I'm excited to see how that ends up playing out. And then, of course, they ended it on Cyberpunk 2077, which looked cool. We didn't have much on the game itself, but the trailer was sweet. It seems like, with it being, of course, from the people that made The Witcher, it's like, all right, I can clearly tell there's a bunch of different gangs. You have, like, the military coming in. They're, like, just blowing people away. It's like an 80s movie. Like, just the military comes in. It's just crazy shootouts and gang wars, people dying and espionage and stuff. So I'm like, all right, I'm excited for this. You can go up against different gangs. There's like one guy that died, and like the hostesses were trying to help him. He was like dying on a train or whatever, and then they cut to, or like they changed the focus to the person sitting across from him, and I'm like, I assume that guy killed him, so that was like a different, freelance assassin or whatever. So you could probably team up with assassins, kill other assassins for their bounties, all sorts of stuff. Like Witcher, like let's make this choice and this choice. Who knows if you will be able to be with this person or that person, but seemed like it should be fun. No gameplay, but the trailer looked really cool. Classic Neo Future style stuff. Blade Runner, Akira if you're in the anime, stuff like that. So it's like futuristic, but also kind of really effed up. Definitely effed up, like with the stuff that we were seeing. A lot of people died in that trailer actually, either accidentally or definitely on purpose. So looks cool. I do wish we got to see like official gameplay, but the trailer itself is definitely sweet. So overall, I enjoyed the press conference. Looking forward to Bethesda's tonight for sure. Want to see more Fallout. Want to see what they're gonna do, if they're gonna like talk more about whatever the space game is that they're gonna be making. But yeah, definitely thought Microsoft did a really good job showing off a lot of exclusive stuff. Just world premiere trailers in general just looked really nice. So it was cool. Just see some cool games, and they didn't really talk much about like, here's what we're doing with streaming TV here and this and that. It was just like gaming and this and that. I was like, sweet. That's all we really need. That's all people really care about. That's what E3 is for. So I think they did a good job. EA is just going to be the worst. Unless somebody just totally drops the ball, EA is just going to be like the worst one out of everything. And they were the ones to start it off too. So that sucks for them. But Microsoft definitely picked it right up today. So I'm definitely glad that we got to see what we got. New stuff, just more trailers and more content from it. Definitely, like I said, looking forward to Bethesda's later tonight. But of course, we'd love to know what moments you guys enjoyed the most from Microsoft press conference. So please put your comments down in the comment section below. Favorite moments, least favorite moments as well. Like what was like just your worst? It was like the worst thing that they showed off, or what was something that maybe disappointed you, where it was like that seemed like it would have been so much better if they probably showed more or just showed it in a better way, like the Sekiro game. I feel like if they just showed more of it or better action, I would have liked it a little bit more, because I was worried with how they did the combat a little bit in that trailer. But other than that, I was like, everything just looks good. I'm excited for what's coming out. I don't have an Xbox, so at some point they should have been like, we're dropping out. I would have loved if they were like, we're dropping $300 off. But eventually I'll get the console, and then I'll be able to actually enjoy those games. But like what we had, like I said, definitely want to know what you guys thought about it. So please put your comments down in the comment section below. And of course, thanks for watching.